Life is what happens while we're busy making plans. This is a very famous quote by John Lennon. And why am I thinking about this one tonight? Because I'm realizing now that my parents and my grandpa, who's 89, are about to go back to Italy, and I don't know when I'm going to see them again, that all the plans to be, do, have, achieve, and so forth count nothing or very, very little unless we are capable of enjoying consciously the present with people we love. Plans, goals, ambitions, among which financial freedom, the biggest of them all. My wife and I dedicated a lot of time to the achievement of financial freedom, and we did it at the expense of everything. I left home when I was 18, the day after my last exam in school. My wife was traveling while she was still going through university. And once we met, she was a receptionist and I was a waiter. And we soon realized that we wanted to be together all the time. We moved together after the first week and we got married 3 years after. And we've been together since, but always abroad, mainly abroad. We've been together, 14 years in February this month. And we lived 6 months in Hungary, where she's from, and 2 years in Italy, where I'm from. All this time we've been abroad. We've been moving through Europe and then here in Florida. And we wanted to reach financial freedom to control our time, to own our time. And why did we want to own our time? So that we could enjoy it with people we love. And now that we reached this important goal, we sacrificed about a decade of time with people we love, some of which are no longer with us anymore. And that is a very expensive price to pay. Enough with this sadness. After all, life is what we make of it. Life is our choice. Everything is up to us. So, what did I learn after this visit, though? I did learn that everything depends on us, as usual, and that it's up to us to enjoy. While we are pursuing what we desire, it's up to us to enjoy and appreciate what we have already. The essence of life is growth, says Jim Rohn. And he's right, but growth is empty if we don't appreciate the path that we are walking along our ever-ending development, personal development, professional development path. So sometimes I lose sight of, too often actually, of what we've accomplished, my wife and I, my family and I, together already, and what we want to accomplish. Always focused on the future. We forget to appreciate the present. It's a mistake. I'm aware of it, and I am doing my best to avoid this mistake. Anyhow, the clip that you saw earlier is what I recorded last night while my parents were still here. Then I decided that I wouldn't have continued to dedicate time in tweaking the content that I was preparing. And I decided that I might not even catch up on the vlog entries that I missed, because all these tools That's what they are, tools of support, the appreciations, the affirmations, the daily reflections on my journal, the vlog entries, everything, the monthly checkpoint, the weekly checkpoint. These are supposed to be tools. They're not supposed to be chains that prevent me from enjoying the present because I impose to myself to dedicate myself to them. I know the theory, but sometimes I just want to... my self-image is attached to these habits, to these tasks. A lot of my productivity is tied to them, of course, but I don't want to say luckily because it's up to me, thanks to my wife and I, the support of my family and what we did, that allows us today to enjoy a position where I don't have to do anything. So why the heck am I imposing anything to myself? So this is what I learned in these 2 months with my parents, where I could have dedicated them more attention, because everything that we do, the pursuit of happiness itself, the pursuit of wealth, the financial freedom that we've achieved counts, as I said last night in the opening of this vlog entry, counts almost nothing or very little unless we enjoy the time that we freed up the way we want to, with the people we love. So this is what I learned and what I'm ever more dedicated and decisive, is that how you say it, to focus on and onto doing from now on. And this is what the vlog is helping me to do as well. Nothing is more important than enjoy the present with people we love. Living abroad is a privilege because it allows us to understand these things before it's too late. And at the same time, it remains very challenging. My parents, as I said, opening this vlog, they've been with us, and as I mentioned in other previous vlog entries, they've been with us 2 months. And this is one of the challenges, meaning that we're not together often enough, and when we are together too much. It's just not normal. Again, what is normality? But harmony is a difficult thing to find under these situations, under these circumstances. So tomorrow they're leaving, and this is why I am a bit more sad and less energetic than usual. But I wanted to take this opportunity of a strong life experience. Emotionally, it's a strong experience that we've been gone through for several times, and probably it's even more difficult for my wife, who see her parents much less. But the question is it worth it? Over time, we'll tell. As of right now, it's a very expensive price to pay, that's for sure. Over time, we'll be able to gain more perspective, maybe once that we'll have kids, and that will help, or not. And as of right now, it's an expensive price to pay, especially after we've done our best. We're doing everything we can, not only professionally for the realization of our goals, but also as far as our legal situation in the US. As far as our legal situation in the US is concerned. And at this point, I feel it's best that I interrupt what I recorded last night again, because I went off of a tangent that it's better to not publish. So we're doing our best to see our parents as soon as we can. And although it burns, although it's not simple, we're aware that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, at least emotionally. I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's life. I'm sure there are many people in situations much more complicated than ours, but I'm living this, so this is how I feel, how I live it, and what I feel like sharing these days. As a matter of fact, I feel better today that it is done, they left, compared to the way I felt the night before when we were thinking about getting separated today. So just, gotta bite the bullet and move on. What am I getting out of this experience? I'm getting that I don't have regrets, but even in these 2 months, I wish I wish it was easier, wish it were better, Jim Rohn says. But I wish that I could have dedicated more time to them. That I could have been more, that I would have been able to give them more attention. Instead, because of all my plans, we rehabbed the house, one of our properties that was vacant, that's now on the market, and they helped us a lot, as we documented through the vlog. And we're in the process of potentially acquiring 1, maybe 2 more properties in this very day, so that's great. I've been busy with all this content creation on the channel, which I enjoy, and I find it extremely valuable for myself, and I hope for who's watching it as well. And all this is time that I'm taking away from them. And is it worth it? Well, it's up to me to make it worth it. It's up to my wife and I to make it worth it. And I think we are. At least we're doing our very best. And over time, we'll understand better. But as of right now, it just sucks. It stings and it sucks. I mean, I'm 37, and we've done this before. Her parents came to visit and left. My parents came to visit and left. We traveled together. This time sucks because we haven't seen them since February, and my wife hasn't been seeing her parents for even longer. February of 2023. And last time we met, we said goodbye by saying, next time we'll meet you in Europe. And then we weren't able to go. I mean, the financial freedom goal was so that we could be the owner of our own time and we could travel freely. And bureaucracy is chaining us down, although we paid our dues. So it sucks. Now, since we are aware and conscious that we've done our best, as I learned again today after reading a few pages of a book that I'm reading now for the 3rd time, which is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, I realized that once that we've done our best, first of all, we can be at peace with ourselves. And then it's up to us to be able to surrender. So just to avoid confusion, those clips that are highlighted in the vignette, a bit more dark, are those clips that I recorded last night. I could have dressed wearing something differently, but I thought about that only now, so to make it a bit more clear. Last night was the night before my parents left. Today is the day that they left. They left this morning, and now it's the afternoon of the day they left. But speaking of surrender, which is something that I was addressing last night after what I read during the day, here is what Eckhart Tolle from the pages of the book The Power of Now has to say. Inner resistance is to say no to what is, through mental judgment and emotional negativity. It becomes particularly pronounced when things go wrong, which means that there is a gap between the demands or rigid expectations of our mind and what is. In fact, if I wasn't expecting that things should go differently from what they currently are, I would be able to more peacefully surrender to them, accept what is, and enjoy the present more. it would be nice to say, we'll see you in a couple of months back at home. And not having this freedom is what generating frustration, sadness, that then, because of the person I am, I convert into freaking rage. So this is why, aware of my limits, aware of the challenges that I'm dealing within, I need to read these books. I need to try to be better with books. I want to be better with books. So this chapter proceeds by saying that acceptance of what is immediately frees you from mind identification and thus reconnects you with being. Resistance is the mind. And lastly, before wrapping up today's vlog, and today I'm not going to read you Abraham Hicks' card because I just want to be with them. And Tolle explains us that surrender is purely an inner phenomenon. It does not mean that on the outer level you cannot take action and change the situation. In fact, it is not the overall situation that you need to accept when you surrender, but just the tiny segment called the now. Yes, because after these few hours, few days at the most, maybe once or two are gone by, and then I'm going to be focusing on all our plans, projects, then we'll gain perspective, we'll detach from this emotional situation we're going through, and we'll get used to our solitary daily life until we'll finally receive the paperwork that we've already worked for and paid for. Yes, because all we're missing to be able to go back home, it's a piece of paper. But without going into many details into this subject, which is everything that I've been cropping away from last night vlog, we've done that already. We've been already detaching from the situation emotionally as much as possible, because as soon as we dropped off my parents at the airport, we went to Floor & Decor to collect some more of the last few materials that we need to complete the rehab that has already been done in the house that we are now advertising for rent in Citrus County. And more details in previous vlog entries, as I've already mentioned. After that, we enjoyed a nice lunch, and now we're back home. We've already reordered the house. Eva is cleaning it the way she likes it, and I'm catching up with all the things that I am enjoying and that I have accumulated, the things that I decided not to dedicate myself to, especially during the last days of my parents' stay, so that I could fully, completely dedicate myself to the enjoyment of the present with them. But anyhow, guys, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to my, these rampant thoughts and situation. Hopefully, what happens to us all. The difference is what we do about it. So I'm trying to treasure these roller coaster, is that you call it, of emotions, and get the most out of the situation. I am at peace with myself because I know that we've done our best, and that, when you do your best, things can only work out. Of course, I wish they would have worked out as they're going to work out sooner, faster, smoother. But this is life, so let's share it and let's learn from each other's experiences together. That's what I'm trying to do with this vlog. Anyhow, thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one, and be better with books. Improve your thinking by reading to improve.
This video has been brought to you
by us at
Real Estate Helpful Solutions.
We buy houses, helping people.
To find out more about how we can be of help, text or call us at 727-366-6999. 6916 or send us an email at the email address you see in the photo.